Leaning lightly against the terrace railing, Jamie flicked ash from her cigarette, her gaze lost in the darkness beyond. You know, smoking kills, right? Jamie turned, startled. On the balcony next door stood a woman she didn't recognize, a cigarette glowing in her hand. The faint light highlighted streaks of silver in her short hair. Jamie smirked. I'm young. My body can handle it. The woman chuckled. Fair enough, but that doesn't make you immortal. Jamie raised an eyebrow. What's your excuse? My kids hate it, the woman said with a shrug. I sneak out here so they don't have to see me. At least you're honest, Jamie muttered. And you? The woman asked. Sneaking because your parents don't approve? Jamie exhaled, glancing away. Something like that? I'm Evelyn, the woman said, straightening. Just moved in next door. Jamie, she replied. Evelyn smiled faintly. We'll talk more another time, she said, disappearing back inside. The next day, Jamie wandered through the shopping mall, killing time. Turning a corner, she nearly bumped into someone. Evelyn? Evelyn looked up from a cart stacked with furniture boxes. Jamie, didn't expect to see you. Jamie eyed the cart. Stocking up? Moving makes you realize how little you own, Evelyn said. Now I just need to figure out how to build all this. Jamie smirked. I'm no expert, but I can help. Evelyn tilted her head, smiling. Help me and I'll make you dinner. Deal, Jamie said with a grin. Tomorrow then, Evelyn replied, pushing her cart away. Watching her go, Jamie smiled. For the first time in weeks, she had something to look forward to. Jamie knocked on Evelyn's door, toolbox in hand, feeling slightly ridiculous. The door swung open, and Evelyn leaned against the frame with a faint smile. Right on time. I was starting to think you'd bail. And miss out on free food? Not a chance, Jamie replied, stepping inside. The house smelled faintly of fresh paint, with boxes scattered and a few half-assembled pieces of furniture waiting. Jamie set the toolbox down and glanced around. So, where are the kids? Haven't seen or heard a peep since you moved in. You sure you have any? Evelyn crossed her arms, smirking. They're at their dad's for the weekend, but thanks for the vote of confidence. Jamie raised an eyebrow. You just don't seem like the parent of a tween and a 9-year-old type. Too young, too charming. Evelyn let out a soft laugh. Flattery already? We haven't even started building yet. Just calling it like I see it, Jamie said, grabbing a box. So, where do we start? The banter felt easy, the work surprisingly calming. For the first time in weeks, Jamie felt a little lighter. Hours later, Jamie leaned back on the couch, wiping her forehead. Okay, she said, gesturing to the newly assembled bookshelf. I think we crushed this one. Evelyn smirked. You mean I crushed it? Don't get too cocky. Jamie chuckled, reaching for a glass of water. Her gaze wandered to a small framed photo on a shelf. She picked it up, her grin fading slightly. Is this your family? Evelyn's smile turned wistful. Yeah, that was a while ago. The kids are older now. The guy, well, he's not in the picture anymore. Divorce'll do that. Do you guys still talk? Jamie asked, setting the frame back down. We have to. Co-parenting doesn't leave much choice. It's civil enough. Evelyn glanced at Jamie. What about you? Any ghosts from your past? Jamie hesitated, fidgeting with the edge of her sleeve as she returned to the sofa. Yeah. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me right after I graduated. She said we'd outgrown each other, but I can't stop wondering what I did wrong. Evelyn blinked, her expression shifting slightly. Not unkind, just thoughtful. Jamie caught the look and immediately sat up straighter, her voice rushing out. Oh, sorry if that makes you uncomfortable. That I'm, gay. Evelyn tilted her head, her smile soft but curious. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It's just strange that you think you did something wrong. Jamie paused, caught off guard. What do you mean? Evelyn leaned back slightly, crossing her arms. Jamie, it's not always about doing something wrong. Sometimes two people just don't work anymore. It doesn't mean it's your fault. Jamie blinked, her shoulders relaxing a bit. I never thought about it like that. Trust me, Evelyn said gently. Even if you did everything right, it still might not have worked. That's not on you. For the first time, Jamie felt the guilt ease a little. She gave Evelyn a faint smile. Thanks. Don't thank me yet, Evelyn said, brushing her hands off. Dinner's up next, and if you keep teasing me about my furniture skills, it's boxed mac and cheese. Jamie laughed. Deal. I've had worse. As they moved to the kitchen, Jamie felt something shift. The weight she'd been carrying for months felt a little lighter, and for the first time, things didn't feel so hopeless. The dinner plates were cleared and laughter lingered in the air. Jamie leaned against the counter, watching as Evelyn hung a dish towel on the oven handle. Well, Jamie said, stretching, that wasn't the boxed mac and cheese I was expecting. Evelyn smirked. I told you I keep my promises. A good meal for good help. Jamie grinned. You'll call me when you need something else built, right? Evelyn chuckled softly. I'll keep that in mind. As Jamie stepped onto the porch, Evelyn leaned against the doorframe. Thanks for today. I didn't realize how much I needed the company. Jamie shrugged, a faint smile tugging at her lips. Anytime. Evelyn lingered in the doorway as Jamie walked down the path, her expression unreadable but warm. The next morning, Jamie sat at the kitchen table, stirring her coffee as her mom leaned against the counter. You've been spending a lot of time with Evelyn, her mom said, her tone cautious. It's surprising. Jamie raised an eyebrow. Because she's older? Her mom hesitated. I just want to make sure this isn't about avoiding the breakup. Jamie sighed, setting her mug down. Mom, Evelyn and I are just friends. She gets it. She doesn't see me as the breakup kid. If anything changes, I'll tell you. Promise. Her mom studied her before nodding. Okay, just take care of yourself. Later that afternoon, Jamie knocked on Evelyn's door and was met by two curious faces peeking out behind her. Jamie, Evelyn said with a smile, stepping aside. Meet my kids. Max is 9 and Ava's 12. Hey, Jamie said, waving. Max's eyes lit up. You're the one who built the bookshelf? That's me, Jamie replied. Didn't break anything either. Mom said you're bad at instructions, Max added bluntly, earning a snort from Ava. Wow, throwing me under the bus already, Jamie teased, glancing at Evelyn. But I'm good at video games. You play? Max asked eagerly. What's your favorite? Before long, Jamie was on the living room floor, controllers in hand, laughing as Max gave her advice, and Ava threw in sarcastic comments. Evelyn leaned against the counter, watching the scene unfold with a soft smile. When Jamie stood to leave, Max groaned. You can't go yet. You didn't even finish the level. Jamie smirked. Next time you're going down. Evelyn walked her to the door, her voice warm. Thanks for coming. The kids really like you. Jamie grinned. They're great. See you soon. As the door closed behind her, Evelyn exhaled, her smile lingering longer than she expected. Why did it matter so much that Jamie was there? She shook the thought away. Jamie was just a friend, right? A few weeks had passed since Jamie started spending more time at Evelyn's house. Tonight, the kids were asleep, leaving the house quiet except for the clatter of dishes as they cleaned up in the kitchen. You know, Evelyn said, drying a plate, you don't have to help with the dishes every time. Jamie smirked, setting a glass on the counter. What can I say? I'm a great guest. Always leave things better than I found them. Evelyn chuckled, leaning on the counter. You're raising the bar for house guests everywhere. Jamie rinsed another glass, her grin widening. Careful. I might start thinking you enjoy having me here. Evelyn tilted her head, her smirk soft. What if I do? Jamie froze for a moment, her heart skipping. That's dangerous information to give me. Evelyn laughed softly, the sound breaking the tension. Guess I'll have to risk it. The quiet that followed felt heavier, charged with something unspoken. Jamie grabbed her jacket, suddenly flustered. I should go before I end up on your permanent payroll. Evelyn followed her to the porch, leaning against the doorframe as Jamie stepped outside. Thanks for tonight. I didn't realize how much I needed the company. Jamie hesitated, her gaze flicking back to Evelyn. You make it easy to enjoy being here. Evelyn's expression softened, her eyes lingering on Jamie. But before either could say more, Jamie cleared her throat and stepped back. Okay, good night, she called, her voice rushed. Evelyn smiled faintly, watching Jamie retreat down the path. She lingered in the doorway, the quiet house behind her feeling larger than usual. Finally, she closed the door, her thoughts swirling. The house was quiet, the faint hum of crickets the only sound. Jamie and Evelyn sat side by side on the porch, the wine bottle nearly empty. The air felt heavy, charged with something unspoken. You've been coming here a lot lately, Evelyn said softly, her tone probing. Jamie smiled faintly, setting her glass on the step. I guess I like it here. Evelyn tilted her head. Just here? Jamie hesitated, her pulse quickening. Maybe with you. Evelyn's expression softened, but she didn't reply. Instead, she leaned in slowly, her hand brushing Jamie's lightly, sending sparks up Jamie's arm. As Evelyn moved closer, her breath warm against Jamie's cheek, she paused, hesitation flickering in her eyes. Jamie's chest tightened, and her voice broke the silence. Evelyn, I need this, even if it's a one-time thing. I have to know what it feels like to kiss you. That was all it took. Evelyn closed the gap, her lips brushing Jamie's in a kiss that was soft, hesitant, and electric. When Evelyn pulled back, her face was unreadable. She looked away, her voice low. I shouldn't have done that. We should call it a night. Jamie blinked, still caught in the haze of the kiss. Evelyn, she started, but Evelyn stood abruptly, brushing her hands on her jeans. Good night, Jamie, she said, her tone distant, though her eyes betrayed the storm inside her. Jamie nodded, her voice barely above a whisper. Good night. Walking back to her house, Jamie's thoughts raced, replaying the kiss. The softness of Evelyn's lips, the heat of the moment, and how quickly it ended. She pressed her fingers to her lips, her heart still pounding. In her own bed, Evelyn stared at the ceiling, her mind swirling. She touched her lips, the sensation still fresh. She exhaled slowly, unsure of what came next. But knowing one thing, she couldn't stop thinking about Jamie. That night, neither of them slept easily, the memory of the kiss lingering long into the quiet hours. The backyard buzzed with laughter as children played. Jamie stood by the snack table, stealing glances at Evelyn, who moved gracefully through the crowd. You made it, Evelyn said, approaching with a soft smile. Jamie smiled. Wouldn't miss it. Before they could continue, Max's voice rang out. That's Mommy's special friend. Jamie nearly choked. No, Max, it's not like that. She shot Evelyn a look. Evelyn nudged Max gently. Go find your sister, okay? Mark, Evelyn's ex, smirked. Special friend, huh? Half your age? Evelyn's reply was cool and sharp. Rich coming from you, Mark. She's more mature than you've ever been. Mark walked away, and Jamie exhaled. Well, that was fun. Ignore him, Evelyn muttered. He's always like that. Later, as Jamie found Evelyn in the kitchen, she spoke up. You've been avoiding me. Evelyn sighed. It's not you. I just don't know if this is right. Jamie frowned. You don't get to decide what I deserve, Evelyn. I want to be here. With you. Evelyn hesitated. The kids love you, Jamie, but I can't let them get attached to someone who might leave. for someone younger or better. Jamie's chest tightened. That's not what this is, Evelyn. I'm here because I want you. Evelyn looked away, her voice faltering. I just need time. Jamie nodded softly. Take it, I'm not going anywhere. Evelyn gave a faint smile. Good night, Jamie. Good night, Jamie said, stepping into the cool night. Evelyn lingered in the doorway, watching her go before leaning against the door with a heavy exhale. Her thoughts swirled, too loud to quiet. It had been a week since the party, and Evelyn's house felt quieter than ever. The usual hum of activity with the kids wasn't enough to fill the absence Jamie had left behind. Even Max and Ava had started to ask where Jamie was, their questions tugging at Evelyn's already restless thoughts. She told herself the space was necessary, that it would help her think clearly. But all it did was make her realize how much she missed Jamie's presence. That evening, as the sun set and the house grew still, Evelyn found herself walking toward Jamie's house, her mind spinning with doubts and hopes. Evelyn knocked on Jamie's door, her heart pounding. Jamie's mother answered, her face lighting up in surprise. Evelyn, is everything okay? Evelyn offered a small smile. I was hoping to talk to you about Jamie. Jamie's mother gestured her inside, and they sat in the living room. Evelyn clasped her hands in her lap, steadying her nerves. I care about Jamie, Evelyn began. I know the age difference and my situation might seem complicated. I have kids, and if they were in a similar situation in the future, I'd hope someone would come to me to explain their intentions. That's why I'm here. Jamie's mother tilted her head, her expression softening. Go on. I want to pursue this, Evelyn continued. But I don't want to hurt her or hold her back. She's young, and I worry she'll regret it one day. Jamie's mother studied her for a moment before smiling gently. Evelyn, the age difference doesn't matter to me. What matters is that you care enough to have this conversation. Jamie doesn't give her heart easily. If she's chosen you, that's significant. Evelyn exhaled slowly, her shoulders relaxing. Thank you. I needed to hear that. You have my blessing, Jamie's mother said warmly. Be honest with her and with yourself. That's all I ask. As Evelyn stepped out into the cool night, she felt lighter, knowing she had taken the first step towards something real. Jamie sat at the kitchen table staring blankly at her laptop. Job postings filled the screen, but her thoughts were elsewhere. It had been a week since the party, and Evelyn's absence had left an ache Jamie couldn't ignore. Her mother walked in, coffee mug in hand. You're up early, she said, raising an eyebrow. Jamie shrugged. Couldn't sleep. Her mother leaned against the counter, watching her carefully. What's on your mind? Jamie hesitated before closing her laptop with a sigh. Evelyn, I think I've developed feelings for her. She glanced up nervously. I know she's older, and you probably think I'm a fool. Her mother's expression softened. Go on? Jamie fidgeted with her mug. She's amazing, kind, strong, and the way she cares for her kids. I don't know how to explain it. Being around her just feels right, like I've finally figured out what I've been looking for. But now I feel like an idiot for hoping it could work. She's been distant, and I don't know if I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. Her mother tilted her head. Do you care about her? Of course, Jamie said. Does she make you happy? Jamie nodded, her voice quieter. Yeah? She does. Her mother set her mug down and leaned forward. Then don't back away. Not yet. Go to her house and tell her everything you just told me. If she doesn't feel the same, fine. You'll know. But don't quit before you've put up a fight. Jamie stared at her mother, her chest tightening. You really think I should go? I do, her mom said with a small smile. And maybe you'll be surprised by what she has to say. Jamie let the words sink in. For the first time in days, a faint glimmer of hope broke through her doubts. Evelyn was folding laundry when the doorbell rang. She sighed, setting the basket aside. Mark being early usually meant trouble. "You're early," she said flatly, opening the door. Mark strolled in, his smirk in place. "Wanted to talk about Jamie. The kids won't stop talking about her. She's playing family, but let's be real. How long is that going to last? Women like her don't stick around for baggage like yours." Evelyn's jaw tightened. "Who I let into my life isn't your business." Mark chuckled bitterly. "It is when my kids are involved. She's young, free, she'll leave. And when she does, they'll be the ones picking up the pieces." Before Evelyn could respond, Jamie's voice cut through. "Still using Evelyn to make yourself feel better," Jamie said, stepping into the room. Mark turned, scowling. "You think you'll last? You don't know what it's like to deal with her." Jamie smirked. "No, but I know she's worth it. The fact you couldn't see that says everything about you." Mark flushed, his fists clenching. "You're just a kid playing house. You'll run the second it gets hard." Jamie stepped closer, her voice steady. "I'm not you, Mark. I don't run. Evelyn and the kids are worth every hard day." Evelyn stepped between them, her voice firm. "That's enough. The kids are ready. Take them and go." Mark glared before storming out. Evelyn shut the door and turned to Jamie. "You didn't have to do that." Jamie shrugged, her voice soft. "Yes, I did. He doesn't get to talk to you like that." Warmth spread through Evelyn's chest. "Thank you. For everything." Jamie smiled. "Always. You're worth it." For the first time, Evelyn let herself believe it. Mark's car faded into the distance, leaving the house silent. Evelyn leaned against the door, exhaling before turning to Jamie. "You okay?" Jamie asked gently. Evelyn nodded, though her chest still felt tight. "Thanks to you." Jamie smiled faintly. "He doesn't get to treat you like that. Not while I'm here." Evelyn hesitated, then said, "Stay, please. I don't want to be alone tonight." Jamie's expression softened. "If that's what you want, I'll stay." Later they sat in the quiet living room, the space heavy with unspoken thoughts. "I'm scared," Evelyn admitted. "Mark said you'll leave one day. Maybe he's right. I could handle it, but the kids—" Jamie leaned forward. "I get it. I worry too. But I want us, Evelyn. And I'll fight for us. For you. For them." Evelyn's throat tightened as she met Jamie's steady gaze. "What if trying isn't enough?" Jamie took her hand. "Then we keep trying. It's not simple, but it's worth it." Evelyn's grip on Jamie's hand tightened. "I want us too." Jamie smiled. "That's a good start." For the first time, Evelyn felt her fears begin to quiet. A few weeks later, Evelyn woke up feeling awful. Her head throbbed, her throat ached, and every movement was a struggle. Shuffling into the kitchen, she found Jamie pouring cereal for the kids. Jamie glanced up and frowned. "Evelyn, you look terrible." "Good morning to you too," Evelyn croaked. Jamie crossed over and placed a hand on her forehead. "You're burning up. Go back to bed. I'll get Max and Ava to school." Evelyn sighed but relented, muttering, "Bossy." "Only because I care," Jamie called after her, earning a faint chuckle. Evelyn drifted in and out of sleep, waking to the sound of Jamie returning with groceries after dropping Max and Ava off at school. Soon, the warm aroma of chicken soup filled the house. Jamie appeared in her room with a steaming bowl. "Eat," Jamie said, setting it down. Evelyn took a sip, her voice soft. "This is amazing. You didn't have to go through all this." Jamie smirked. "I wanted to. Besides, I have dessert planned too." Evelyn chuckled, but her protest stopped when Jamie leaned in, brushing a light kiss against her lips. "Jamie, you'll get sick," Evelyn murmured. "And it'll be worth it," Jamie said, kissing her again with a grin. "If I do, you'll take care of me, right?" Evelyn shook her head, laughing softly. You're impossible. And you love it, Jamie teased, leaving with the empty bowl. Evelyn lay back, her chest lighter despite her fever. As she closed her eyes, a thought settled firmly in her mind. This will work. Jamie is the one. She could feel it. Jamie leaned lightly against the terrace railing of her mother's house. She hadn't smoked in a while, but tonight felt like an exception. A small indulgence while she waited for the paint to dry in the spare room she'd just finished fixing. You know, smoking kills, right? Jamie turned sharply, startled by the voice. Her heart skipped a beat when she saw Evelyn standing a few feet away on the path that connected their houses, her arms crossed and a teasing smile tugging at her lips. Jamie smirked, recovering quickly. I'm young. My body can handle it. Evelyn chuckled, stepping closer. Fair enough, but I think your fiancé might have something to say about that. Might even make you sleep in the other room. Jamie raised an eyebrow, flicking ash into the ashtray. Oh no, my fiancé loves me, she teased, her tone dripping with mock confidence. She's totally into my bad girl vibe, keeps things spicy. Evelyn laughed softly, shaking her head. Spicy, huh? Well, you better triple wash your teeth if you're hoping for a goodnight kiss. Jamie grinned, stepping closer to her. All right, babe, point taken. I'm almost done with the room, a few more finishing touches, and I'll be home. Jamie stepped into their home, a bouquet of fresh flowers in her hand. The soft glow of the living room lamp cast a warm light over the space, and she found Evelyn curled up on the couch, a blanket draped over her legs and a book in her lap. Evelyn glanced up, her face softening into a smile as she spotted Jamie. You're home, she said warmly, setting the book aside. Her gaze flicked to the flowers. What's this? Jamie grinned, walking over and presenting the bouquet with a small flourish. Just a little something for my favorite person. Evelyn chuckled, taking the flowers and pressing them to her nose. They're beautiful. Thank you. Jamie leaned down, brushing a soft kiss against Evelyn's lips. Not as beautiful as you, she murmured, her voice playful but warm. Evelyn arched an eyebrow, setting the flowers down carefully on the table. So, flowers to distract me from catching you smoking earlier? That's a bold strategy. Jamie's grin widened, and she held her hands up in mock surrender. Caught red-handed, huh? But in my defense, it was one cigarette. Just one. And it'll be your last. If you know what's good for you, Evelyn teased, her lips twitching into a smirk. I don't want to be married to someone who smells like an ashtray. Her eyes softening as she looked at her. I'll forever be grateful that you gave us a chance. I can't imagine my life without you and the kids. Evelyn's expression warmed, her fingers lacing with Jamie's. Thank you for not giving up when I had my doubts. Jamie smiled, squeezing her hand gently. I couldn't. I knew us, was worth fighting for. Evelyn leaned in slightly, her voice soft. You've made me believe in things I didn't think I could have anymore. Love, family, a future that feels full. Jamie's breath hitched at the honesty in Evelyn's words. She brushed her thumb over the back of Evelyn's hand. That's all I've ever wanted. To give you that. To be that for you. Evelyn cupped Jamie's cheek, her touch tender. You are, Jamie. You've brought so much light into our lives. You've made this house feel alive again. Jamie tilted her head into Evelyn's touch, her lips curving into a smile. I'm not going anywhere. This is my home. You're my home. Evelyn leaned in, pressing her lips softly to Jamie's. The kiss was slow and tender, full of the love and trust they'd built together. When they pulled back, Evelyn gave Jamie a playful smile, her teasing tone returning. But just so you know, you're still on thin ice for that cigarette. Triple brushing your teeth if you want another one of those kisses tonight. Jamie laughed, leaning back against the couch. Triple brushing? You drive a hard bargain, babe. Rules are rules, Evelyn quipped, her smirk softening into a fond smile. Jamie grinned, pulling Evelyn closer until she rested her head on Jamie's shoulder. Fine, triple brushing it is. You're worth it. Evelyn chuckled, wrapping her arms around Jamie. Good answer. They sat there in comfortable silence, the warmth of the room wrapping around them like a blanket. For Evelyn, this was peace she hadn't felt in years. For Jamie, it was everything she'd ever wanted. This was their life, their home, their love, and it was perfect.